outsourcing even your health? Seriously.
In the so-called name of modernism, we have created a lot of problems for our generation. Nobody wants to take ownership of anything. I mean, it's very easy to outsource everything. Today is an era of outsourcing. So even health we have outsourced.
Hi, I'm Satish Rao from Wholistic Health. Listen into my conversation with Dr. Mahendrakumar Balar, Medical Director of PIYAS Hospital. For more information on alternative treatments and wellness tips, subscribe to the channel www.proholistichealth.com. So over to Dr. Mahendrakumar Balar. Greetings to you from Wholistic Health, Dr. Mahendra Balar.
Thank you.
So what would you say ails today's modern lifestyle? And what would be your take on it, and what would be your suggestions to people?
See, we have been tuned or schooled to believe that everything can happen at a fast pace. Today is a fast food generation, instant noodle generation. So everything should happen in an instant. And with the advent of the smartphones, mobiles, that likes or these, everything has to happen instantly. The same mindset has been carried on even to your well-being or health or disease management, which is not true. So that's the reason, exactly the reason why medicines become so important, because they can give you instant satisfaction, but long term what damage they can do, yes. For example, you have pain, you take a medicine, instantly it will remove the pain, but what about next? Will it be taken away permanently, or can it come back? That nobody thinks about.
True.
In the modern lifestyle, everything happens instantly, which is against nature's laws basically. So everything takes its own time and space to do, and that's where all that. And then the way we live, the way we eat, the way we think, the way our relationships are, everything adds to the problems. And that's about it. And in the so-called name of modernism, we have created a lot of problems for our generation. Nobody wants to take ownership of anything. I mean, it's very easy to outsource everything. Today is an era of outsourcing. So even health we have outsourced to doctors, to hospitals, to medications, to procedures.
Very true. Very interesting perspective. So Dr. Balar, tell me, what is the uniqueness of your approach in PIYAS Hospital, and what do you do to help people with their health conditions?
See, personally, what my take on this is that with the advent of what you said, development or specialization creeping into this modern medicine, super specialization creeping, we have now defined a human being as a conglomeration of different organs and tissues, forgetting the human being in totality, and we end up treating diseases, not the person. And that's a very skewed view of looking at a thing. Whereas if you look at even the what you said, WHO definition of health, or human being per se, or holistic approach if you take towards healing, human being has to be taken in context of what is at the physical level, psychological level, social level, nutritional level, environmental level, spiritual level, all these aspects. Unless any management program, especially concerning health or well-being, doesn't take all this into account, you can never achieve the right health. It is not possible. And right now what we are doing is only looking at the physical part of the health. And all of us know that beyond physical part of the health, there are so many aspects to diseases and humans. And this is where we differ. For us, a person is important, not the disease which he carries. In short, I can say our approach is person-oriented than disease-oriented. So whether a person has cold or cancer or any other person, it's the person who is important. So when you're treating a person, everything along with him gets treated. And when you're treating a disease in isolation, only that part taken care of, forgetting that part is a part of your whole.
True.
So you can never do actual justice to whatever you're trying to do in the long run. And that's where we differ. And that's why we say we start with a holistic evaluation. We try to understand the whole environment of the person, along with his so-called disease symptoms, taking care of the modern aids and diagnostics. Of course, we do all that. Along with that, we try to understand what kind of a person he is, what kind of a food does he eat, what kind of a family does he have, what kind of a work environment does he have, what kind of a thinking does he have. All these are taken into consideration when we design a program for them. And that's where we say we do a holistic evaluation, we do a holistic or customized program for him, and a customized execution for him.
Very nice. So it's truly holistic.
Truly holistic. Holistic to the extent that, or customization to the extent that if there are two diabetics who come to us, the programs may be different for both the diabetics. We don't have a common diabetes program because if two diabetics will have a different, physical level, his food requirements are different, his activities are different, his mental status are different, his emotional states are different. So how can you have a single program for both of them? Not possible. So you have to take all this into consideration, especially when you are managing chronic diseases. And that's where we differ from other people or other centers, because we look at all this in totality. And that's one of the reasons why even a rare or a critical case is handled with the same kind of level of enthusiasm or anything as, for example, a cold or anything. Because here the person is important. When we're trying to look at a person, then everything around that person becomes important to us. And because of that approach, we have had excellent results. Our experience, people have had excellent results who have come to us.
Very nice. According to you, is mindset important? And ideally, what should be the mindset of people when they come to you, or when they are looking at their ailments or their health conditions or their challenges? What should be the mindset that typically a person should have?
See, right now what is happening is that things are changing fast. But right now what happens is that a person is a diabetic or hypertensive or has respiratory issues or skin issues for quite many years, and he's taken all kinds of medications, seen all kinds of specialists. He has not got the intended benefit. Then he starts looking for other therapies. And then he gets in touch with us, and then we take on from there. So our challenge becomes that because he has been doing certain things only for disease management, so we have to make him understand what you have been doing till now, why it has not helped you, and what we will be doing now which will help you, and how we will do things differently. So one of the important requirements for a person who approves us is that he has to have an open mindset. He has to open, and which most of them are, because they're already tired with doing everything and they want now some solution.
Very true.
They want some permanent solution. So they are open-minded, but open-minded to do what we tell them to do, then results are excellent. So then here also what we do is we don't make them an instant jump.
Right.
Because most of them are on medications for a long time. So we very scientifically take them through a tapering process. But if they are ready, then we see to it that in the next 3 months, 6 months, 1 month, as depending on the chronicity of their disease or depending on how they respond to this, how sincerity their practices is, we can take through them through the tapering process and wean them off their medicines and help them to live a good life without that particular problem forever.
Very nice. So you would say that mindset, it all begins with mindset?
Absolutely.
Have an open mind?
Open mind and readiness to be, which most of them have. Now what is changing a bit is that now people are starting to look at this as a primary option. Earlier it used to be they have tried everything else and it has not worked for them, and then they come to us. Now people are looking at it as a primary option. The younger generation, with the advent of internet and information being available and all kinds of things, and dissatisfaction with whatever is happening to their previous generation with medication. So they are looking at it as a primary option nowadays, which is a very good trend. And we say, start early if you want to really have good benefits. So that is happening now. And I'm sure with coming times, this is only going to grow.
So what typically are the treatments that you recommend to people, and what are the treatments that you address? What are the ailments that you address here in PIYAS hospital? And what are the results that people can expect from these kind of treatments?
See, basically, like I was telling you, our approach is person-oriented and not disease-oriented. So that's why for us, it doesn't really make a difference. We take all kinds of diseases. At least in our center, we take all kinds of diseases, all chronic diseases, acute conditions, except for very emergency situations or accidents and traumas. We don't take them. But apart from that, most of them. And statistically, all of us know 90% of the problems fall into those categories.
Yeah.
What we can accept. Those categories, what we can accept.
Yeah.
So our approach is very simple. What we do is we start with an holistic evaluation of the person, customize a program with that, and all our therapies don't use any medications or drugs. And our overall aim is to wean them of all their present medications also over a period of time. So our therapies can include a mix of all ancient sciences. But what is the uniqueness of our programs is that we have, in a very unique way, and based on our experience of the last 25 years, we have been able to blend the wisdom of ancient sciences with the knowledge of modern medicine. Not everything with modern medicine is wrong. Diagnostic techniques actually make a lot of sense.
True.
Because statistics make sense to people. If a diabetic comes to me and if he can demonstrate a reduction in his blood sugar levels or HbA1c levels, it gives him motivation. And it's a good tool to use. So we do all that. the aid of all these modern diagnostic tools or any other these things, but with the wisdom of ancient sciences. So all ancient sciences, like especially our core is yoga and naturopathy. And of course, with individual group counseling is there, diet nutrition is a big part of it, because it's like, okay, you are what you eat. So try and do that. And of course, based on the conditions, acupressures are there, acupuncture can be a part of the therapy, chromotherapy, heliotherapy, magnet therapies, all of these therapies uniquely can be blended. The core is yoga and naturopathy with the base of nutrition and counseling. Emotional management is one of our strengths in management of diseases, and all the lot of modern research has shown that how the chronic diseases are related to your emotions, and unless you don't take care of your emotions, you can never get away from your disease per se.
True.
From the root cause per se. So what we try to do is address the root cause of the disease so that it's taken care of, and then because timely intervention or early intervention, we see how you can promote your health and prevent any future mishaps or diseases coming your way or those kind of things.
Very good. That's a very unique approach. I see that there's a lot of passion in you in terms of your educational initiatives that you take. And I hear that you do a lot of educational programs for various groups, for corporates, for various communities. How did that come about, and what is your take on that, and what is the reason why you started that?
See, when wife Neetu, she is the inspiration behind all this. When she started out about 25 years back, I am a medical doctor, had no exposure to this. But I myself suffer from a very rare disease. And because of that, my doctors had not given me much longer life. I was not supposed to be surviving beyond 18, 20 years of age. That was the actual situation. And to tell you, I mean, it might surprise you, I have not taken any medication for the last 23 years.
Oof.
Zero medication. Not that I don't have problems now,
Yeah.
but I don't suffer. So my body has now learned to live with all this and learn to live with well. And here, mind and emotions have played a huge role in this aspect, huge role in it. So this is my personal experience. And when I saw, like as a medical doctor, I used to see a lot of diseases being cured which were seemingly impossible to explain medically. Seemingly impossible to explain. And I used to think, how can this happen? It is not possible. I mean, my science cannot explain this. What I have learnt in my books or my medicines cannot explain this. Then I went into a little more depth. And then we understood that the body doesn't work on the laws or how the doctors or the hospitals define. They have their own way of doing it. And over a period of time, what now is becoming more and more strengthened in us, that feeling is that health is natural to human. Actually, to be unhealthy or diseased takes a lot of effort. Actually, to be diseased takes a lot of effort. It takes years of wrong eating, years of unhealthy lifestyle, years of wrong thinking to actually get a disease. Whereas health is your natural state. It doesn't take much to be healthy actually. So that actually has very strong. So all your processes in your body, all the things which happen in your body, mind, are all tuned to take you towards again to the balance of health. It's just that we should allow it to happen. We should not become a barrier to it. And all our practices are surrounding to that only. So when we saw all this, we thought we should take it to the world at large through our programs, by which at least the initial level of awareness can happen, the education can happen. Yes, there is an alternate way of living, alternate way of handling their problems, alternate way of handling their diseases, if you may call so. So we wanted to do that. So once they have that awareness, then they will seek for it later on. So that's why we started this initiative where we do this programs, our program, customized program called Utsav, where our whole crux is that why should you wait for any festival to celebrate life? Or why should you wait for your birthday or anniversary to celebrate life? Why cannot every moment of your life be a celebration? And that can start with right physical health. If you have the right health, then life is a celebration.
True.
So we designed this program called Utsav, which in Hindi means celebration. So where we do multiple levels of programs, where we have an introductory talk which lasts 1.5 to 2 hours, which we go and give it at various forums on invitation, or we organize it ourselves, and we have done it across. We have given talks attended by at least about 1 million people till now for the last 20 years. And then next level we do a basic program, which is a 1-day program, and then intermediate level program which lasts for 3 days. Then we have advanced level programs. So this is more this thing where we give them a taste of all what we are doing. How right diet, right nutrition, right practices, right these things in life, right thinking in life, and small practices which they can do anywhere, anytime. Because most of our people now, biggest this thing of people right now today is that I don't have time. Especially the IT generation, younger generation, working generation. We don't have time. I have to go by the office, I have to leave home at 7 o'clock, reach office by 8 o'clock, I don't have time. No problem. You don't have 30 minutes, you don't have 60 minutes. You have 2 minutes every hour. That much anybody can afford. 2 hour minutes, yes, we have practices for that. You do 2 minutes every hour. Cumulatively, you are done for 30 to 60 minutes in a day. And we have these practices which can be done irrespective. You don't need any special arrangement for that. You can do it anywhere, anytime. So those practices, and we take them through we give them a glimpse of those practices. That, in fact, some people, only with that basic level course, people have transformed their life. And we have lot of people's experiences who have transformed their life just by doing this basic course. They never needed to come to us for a full length program, because probably their readiness was there for it. And this we are doing across now. We are trying to do it in schools, we are doing for women groups, we are doing for people at large, we are doing for organizations. We have done multiple programs under the head of Jito, and variety of we do in corporate settings. So once we do, and then if they like further, then they approach us, and then we go into the depth of that. And this program last 1 year we had done on a monthly basis in our center in Ooty. So which is a very center. We used to do a 3-day program, and we used to do for 30-40 people at a time. So about 500 people attended in about 12-14 sessions, which we did on a monthly basis.
Okay.
And with some tremendous results. And people from worldwide had attended these programs, from US and UK, Dubai, Kenya, and every part of India basically.
And that's a 3 days program?
That is a 3-day program.
Okay. And you normally conduct it in Ooty?
Yeah, we conduct it in Ooty, but now that we have Bangalore facility, we have a provision to do it in Bangalore
as well. Okay.
But we advise them to do it in Ooty because it's a serene and this thing. Plus a very different kind of a feel which we have there. It's an open space full of greenery and all that. Yeah, but it can be done in any setting. It can be done at your place also. If somebody wants to organize in Mumbai or Delhi or something, we can advise them it's the right place, and we can go and our team can go and organize it there also. So we have a full-fledged team ready to manage that whole thing. We had done in Dubai. There was a 4-day program. We had done in one of the resorts in Ras Al Khaimah. We had done. So about 45 people had attended that. We did a single-day program in Kolkata. We did 1-day program in Delhi. So a lot of such programs. In fact, Kolkata program, about 200 people had attended. It was done by one of the patients who had come here and experienced some tremendous benefits. He actually got away with problem which he was facing for almost 20-25 years. And now he's totally off medications and doing very well. And now he's promoting our concept.
So I really like and appreciate your idea of empowering people with knowledge, with the right perspective, with the right mindset, and empowering them to see and lead a life which is much more natural and much more inherent to themselves, which is intrinsic to them. And like you said, probably that really caught my attention, that being healthy is your natural state, whereas being unhealthy takes a lot of effort. I think that's a very good key takeaway for me. Dr. Mahendrabalar, thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you and a very insightful conversation with you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Do like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.